Well, hello everyone and welcome to the end of June tour. As always, just starting off at the rhubarb bed. And we haven't been cropping it for a while, just letting it recover from the hard crop that it got. And everything's looking quite lush. Not everything's been successful, but first year, so there's going to be a few little glitches and learning curve mistakes. So we're just going to walk round. So the inherited gooseberries, blackberries, or blackcurrants rather, they're not been going terribly well. We've rather left them for the birds. The gooseberries have got mildew, and there's been a lot of drop off from the blackcurrants, so we've rather not bothered with them. We're going to grub them up and find some mildew resistant varieties to pop in there, but we're going to rearrange this entire bed. Squashes going great guns. That's Crown Prince and Kiri. So there's certainly some fruit to be had off of that. Runner beans. There's 4 different varieties we've got on the 2 wigwams. Right, so here we are with the spa garden, our double baths. So the carrots are just bursting out of here. We're going to have to work on a frame to raise up the fleece to carry on the protection from carrot fly. Parsnips in the background are going marvellously. In fact, they're going so well they've rather drowned out the radish that we've been growing in there. So moving on to the leeks on the left and the onions on the right. Garlic up there, which hopefully we can start, we'll harvest at some point soon. Our spare potatoes that had nowhere else to go. And I was reminded by my other half, she said that we did actually put in the onions, arrange them from the size of the bulbs that we got, and the large ones were in the middle and then the medium and the small, and that's sort of how they've grown. So we've got a few that just never really started. It's going over to the peas and marigolds. The peas are going really well, although we're going to have to work out a better way of arranging the netting so that cropping can actually be a little bit easier in future years. So we got lettuce in the background there, spring onions, and our mini melons. So the Aztec broccoli has finally started to show some growth. There was one we replaced, that back left one there, and it proved to us that if we'd kept them in pots for a little bit longer, then they would have done a bit better, because that one was the best. And so this one down the front left here is starting to catch up, and we've popped in some French beans around it. Sweet corn has finally got going. We had to replace a couple that just may well have just not liked what they'd got their roots into, or possibly went out a little bit too early. And here we are with the French beans. Now, in a previous video I mentioned about the fact we were losing ones down the front here, and we've lost them again. I think we must have replaced them 3-4 times, We thought it might have been cutworm. It certainly wasn't slugs or snails. But then we read from Charles Dowding about ants, and the last time we lifted one out, the roots were absolutely covered in red ants. So it seems that planting into where red ants, or ants in general, have a colony can be bad news for certain things, as what they excrete is not terribly root friendly, plant friendly. So we live and learn from that one. I'm not sure what we're going to do in this section in a future years, trying something that's a little bit more tolerant to the ants. And tomatoes, they're going very well. Just coming up, popped some canes in to the compost bin. Okay, compost gradually getting built up. There's all our spare rubbish there. Apple tree, we've let it do the June drop and done a bit of thinning. See what we get out of that. And the bank with the melons is going very well. Comfrey's doing rather nicely over there too. Although the melons are trying, squashes rather, are trying to escape. Had to sort of redirect them. Blackberries might be giving us something this year in amongst the bindweed. So, courgettes. We've actually managed to get one off of those. One of them so far. And then read somewhere that you could expect a courgette plant to produce about 60 courgettes. So that's 240 from these 4. And there's only 2 of us, so we're going to be sick of those by the end of the season. So new from last time is a little bit of an orphan bed. It's the sunflower bed originally. It's got canes in for 6 sunflowers, and then I've added in some canes for some orphan beans, and then we've got some calendula, and we've got some flowers in general. Strawberries. We've pretty much finished those. And we've been inspired by how nice the strawberries have been, so we're going to have an extra bed of those next year. Hugelkultur bed, that's waiting to have the wood put in. And our dahlias are going, well, some of them are going. So we've got good old Bishop there flowering first, which is pretty good for the end of June, but some of them are really just not got going yet. Cosmos is just going insane. That's supposed to be a path down the middle of that, but the Cosmos have had other ideas. Right, the beetroot and spinach bed as was. We've finished the spinach, has come up, popped in some just some hand sown beans, French beans there, and they've germinated very well. Another crop we've just loved has been the beetroot, so we've got another sowing, some golden beetroot next, just to see what that's going to be like. Cabbages, the greyhound, they've just been doing very well. For some reason they seem, even though we made a bit of a rookie mistake planting them too close to the edge, and we've been seeing the cabbage butterfly popping its bottom through the gaps to try and lay some eggs, but as yet not found any caterpillars. So I think maybe our butterflies are firing blanks or something. And the space at the back there is going to have some turnips sown into it later on. I'll just quickly mention the fact that these mini melons here, yes, they're not looking very happy. I think they'd rather be in a greenhouse or a polytunnel, but they're flowering. Perhaps that's almost in desperation more than anything. Alright, rosemary's not really established itself yet. I don't think it's actually got out of its root ball. Ah, so cosmos, crazy cosmos. Flower pot, adding a little bit more colour. Sweet peas, they've started flowering, so I'll be able to pick those, have them in a vase. Sour Palmyra. There's a couple of lady crystals in there that we'll be harvesting shortly. They've been looking very good. Okay, and that's us back to the beginning. Hope you've enjoyed it, hope you're having a great time. Take care, bye for now.